Well, hello there, my best buddies in the whole wide world. Today I have a special thing for you in this course. Now, as this course goes, it's about writing content and making money from it. And guess what? It's using ChatGPT to do that. Okay, so it's not writing content yourself. Now, let's get straight to the point. The guy that you're looking at right now, which is a Fiverr freelancer. Now, this guy, he's charging $250 for 3 emails. This is what we call an email sequence. So obviously, here's what he's doing. He's basically selling an email sequence for $250, 3 emails. That's it. One email, which is for outbound lead generation, and then 2 follow-up emails on that first email. Now, basically, you have to understand something about online businesses. Is that there are a lot of services that you can offer. Now, if you go to a health website, for example, if you go to Healthline, Healthline is a health website that people go to get information about health and to preserve their health. Now, Healthline is actually a big, large website. So here, I have to write it correctly. So these guys, they constantly are in need of copywriters. And when I'm saying copywriters, it's actually people that are capable of writing in this niche, writing about certain things, about diseases, about even training. For example, if it's a fitness website, then people write about training. And so these websites, and particularly any website that's conducting business online, needs copywriters. They need services. And so what this guy is doing is he's actually writing email sequences. Now, for example, if you want to sell a product, let's just say you're a ClickBank affiliate and you want to sell a product. Now, what you do usually is, let me take you to one example of a squeeze page that I just built earlier. Now, you build a squeeze page like this one that you're looking at right now, and you run advertisements. For example, on Facebook, you run a campaign on Facebook or on TikTok or on whatever social media platform of your choice. And then you get people to this place, which we call the squeeze page. And it's very simple, actually. It can be easily built with ConvertKit in 5 minutes or less. And the goal behind this is to get as many email addresses as possible from people by giving them something for free. In this case, I'm giving them 59 ChatGPT prompts, which basically came in tune with one of my latest ebooks that I have just released. So you're looking at it right now. Not that I'm promoting it or anything, but I'm just showcasing to you that this is how it works. And so once you have those emails, you're not going to just stand there and be looking at them. You know, I have a list, at least in Udemy. My Udemy channel, I have 170,000 people in my list, which means that I'm constantly writing emails and sending emails. And I could just show you an example of this actually over here, because money is in the list. Money is in the list. And so you have to stay in constant contact with people that are enrolled in your email list. For example, I have this is an email. This is an example of what an email is. And this is what it reads. It's basically an email that I send to people enrolled in my list to engage with them, to get them to take action, to get them to learn more so that they can watch more of the course, which benefits them as much as it benefits me. So websites are just like this. You know, you have a list and you have to engage with these people. In this case, this guy, what he's selling is, to make long story short, is he's selling outbound email or lead generation emails. Let me explain myself. Now here, I can give you an example back in the day when I was copywriting of a deal that I got with a bodybuilding customer who paid me $250 for 5 short blog posts, which means that it's $50 for each blog post. And the topic was about bodybuilding. So actually, let me go ahead and search for the email. All right, so this is what you call a lead generation email, which landed me a $250 gig from this customer. And I could go on and on and on. Now, this is not the time for me to start bragging about how much money I'm making because, hey, I'm teaching people how to make money. It's not about me. Look at me. Here's how much I'm making. Now, this guy, David, well, he's the owner of a store, a bodybuilding, let's just say supplement store. And over here, after the first email, which is this one, this is what we call the lead generation email. So this email is basically the first email I sent to this person to kind of get them to agree to my deal. And so it starts like this. Hey, I have discovered your website lately, and as a copywriter and SEO expert, I noticed that you don't have content about the products you sell on your website. Recently, I have helped one of your competitors' steroid e-commerce stores, to write content for the entire website, which basically helped them bounce from 16 Moz domain authority to 28 Moz domain authority. Now I'm pretty sure that these guys have more domain authority, to be honest, because the time I took over and worked for them to increase their SEO score, they only had about 16 in terms of the Moz domain authority. Now I believe they have surpassed 40. And my plan for them was to write for them as many blogs as possible. And from that website, I think I made something over $3,000 just simply from writing blog posts for that specific website to kind of help them grow their SEO. And so I contacted this person right here and I said, look, I can help you do the same thing. You are also selling these supplements and these products. And so you'd want this. You know, I've helped your competitor, so why not you? And so after back and forth, 2 or 3 emails, the guy agreed to pay me exactly what I suggested, which is $250. You can see over here, I said, hello, David. I would charge $250 for 5, which, if you wanted my opinion, is not so much, because at the time I was using artificial intelligence to help me with content creation, which is exactly what you're going to be learning in this course as well. And so he said, okay, let's do it, Hamza. I will pay you $100 up front and the remaining $150 on completion. Let me tell you, that didn't take me more than 8 hours to finish all the 5 blog posts. So $250 for 8 hours of work, that's not bad, okay? As a copywriter, that's not bad. So here, what you're going to be learning is one of the other things that you can sell to online companies, which is writing email sequences. So without further ado, I want you to go ahead and open up your ChatGPT windows, because we're going to be using ChatGPT. Also, I'm going to be showing you how you can use Google Bard as well, because Google Bard is also interesting if you want to use it to write email sequences. But first of all, let me explain what an email sequence is. And I think there is no better explanatory, let's say, sequence than that of some marketers that I have here. I've just enrolled in their list, not because I'm a huge fan, but just because I want to see what they're doing. Because as a marketer, you want to enroll to people's email lists to kind of see what they're selling, what are they doing. This is something I learned from .com Secrets. If you want to go and read that book, that's a wonderful book. Now, over here, this is the list of the guy, Chase Rayner. And so every single day, he sends me 2 or 3 emails. For example, on the 7th of June, he sent me 3 emails. The first email reads like this, right? This is the title of the first email. Gotta say your courses are absolutely better than most courses. So this is an email. And basically, this just leads to him trying to sell me his course, which is the AI Cash Cow, which he sold a lot of. Now, this is the second email in the same day. And it reads like this. You're invited to the live show right now. We are live right now on YouTube attempting to earn $1,000 with AI and ChatGPT, which is completely doable. I don't see why that's difficult, but here, and also this is the third email, and it reads like this. The doors are closing forever on this. Our VIP deal is skyrocketing. So you can just see that he's trying to sell me something. In this case, he's trying to sell me on Shine Ranker, which is an AI software that helps you identify trends, okay? And it helps you better create content. Now, it seems like I'm doing promotion for Shine Ranker, but this guy is trying to sell me Shine Ranker as an affiliate. And so it's for $420. So he would be making a massive amount of money from that if people buy through his list or through his affiliate link. So this guy here, he's basically, what he's doing is he's helping businesses create those sorts of emails that you saw, right? To kind of get clients. Because when you get a client, let's say you're a developer and you develop websites for people for $2,000. But let's say you're a developer, but you're not really experienced when it comes to, let's just say, writing emails. You're not a copywriter. You're just a techie guy and you just create websites. All you care about is creating websites. You don't want to talk. You don't want to take care of the sales, the marketing. That kind of stuff doesn't really do well with you, and you can't really do it professionally in a way. So you go and hire someone like this professional guy who sells these email lists. Now, in the past, I know it took 9 minutes. I'm really, honestly, I couldn't do it in less. Okay, so I hope you find this stuff valuable, because I think it's valuable. And also I want you to pay careful attention, because we're going to get to the interesting stuff. Just take it step by step. You're going to learn a lot in this course. Now, this guy right here, the reason why he's actually selling this for $250 is because you have to see the value provided from those emails. Let's just say that he writes you an email and he charges you $250 to write you 3 emails, lead generation emails. But then you end up making something like, basically closing a $5,000 deal. Okay? If you end up closing a $5,000 deal, then you are winning because you just paid 250 bucks. And so, as a matter of fact, you'll be winning anyways because you have to see it from the perspective of how much am I spending as opposed to how much am I making. So let's get to the bottom line here. How would you write an email sequence? Well, first of all, you have to ask your customer certain questions. So what is this customer selling? What is the purpose behind the email sequence? And as a matter of fact, if you want to consider my opinion, you don't even have to think about anything nowadays. With ChatGPT, you can just ask ChatGPT and it will just do everything for you. So go to Google, search for ChatGPT. Search for ChatGPT. This is important. Now, once you go to ChatGPT, if you're logging into ChatGPT for the first time, you're going to have to create an account, which will take you a bit of time, 1 minute. And you have to consider the following. If you are using ChatGPT, there are actually two versions of ChatGPT. The one that I'm using is ChatGPT, the Plus plan, which I'm paying $20 for. And to be frequently or to be honest with you, the reason why I'm using the Plus plan is because if you're using the free ChatGPT 3.5 version plan, you're only going to be able to use ChatGPT for a limited amount of time. And so anytime you want to use it another time, you have to switch your account and use another account. And besides, there is a difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4, which is the latest ChatGPT version. But the kind of messages that you'd be getting if you're using the ChatGPT 3.5, the free plan, you'll be getting these kinds of messages like ChatGPT at capacity right now. Let me go ahead and search for this famous message that gets a lot of traffic. If you search on SEMrush, how many people are looking for this error message, you'll find in the millions. Now, this is the kind of message you'd be getting if you are using the free plan. And for me as an online entrepreneur, I don't really have that much time to waste waiting for ChatGPT. And besides, I'm okay spending $20 a month on ChatGPT, considering the fact of how much value is generated from ChatGPT. Also, you have to be very, very, I should say, careful because when you're using ChatGPT 3.5, it will not give you the best of answers, okay? It's fast. Yes, that's the difference between 3.5 and 4, is that ChatGPT 3.5 is actually really, really fast. So it generates the answer. And even here, if you hover over ChatGPT 3.5, it says, our fastest model, great for most everyday tasks. So it is fast. And it's available for free and plus users. So for me as a plus user, I can use it, but I prefer not to. Now, ChatGPT 4, on the other hand, if I hover over it, and you'll notice it's saying, our most capable model, great for tasks that require creativity and advanced reasoning. And you have to also take into consideration that it is slow. ChatGPT 3.5 is fast, and also it has an advantage, which means that you can ask however many questions you want to ask, especially if you have the Plus plan. You have no limit to as much questions or to the number of questions that you can ask and the number of answers that you can get. So you can ask questions all day long. I'm not going to stop you if you're using the Plus plan. But just the downside, it's not the best, all right? You're not going to be getting the best answer. If I click on ChatGPT 4, because I'm a Plus user, they actually allow me to switch. You can see over here that I have a cap of 25 messages every 3 hours. So I cannot get more than 25 answers every 3 hours, and I have to wait more. I have to wait for those 3 hours to expire if I want to ask more questions. That's the downside to it. Okay. Now they're actually working on it to increase its cap, but I think it's gonna get better over time. Also, you want to go ahead and download very, very useful extensions. Okay. Now this lecture is now 14 minutes. I'll stop it right now because in the next lecture, I'm going to be talking about the extensions that you should have and why you should have them in the first place and what is the value from installing these ChatGPT extensions. And after that, I'm going to walk you through the third lecture in this section, which is going to show you how you can go about writing email sequences professionally and how you can even do that on Fiverr. And as a matter of fact, I will show you how to set up a Fiverr gig. I will only do it for this gig because we have more gigs that we're going to discuss in this course. But I will show you how you can go about creating your gig and you can scale that up for the next gigs that we're going to talk about that ChatGPT permits you to do. And now I'll part from you. Thank you very much and pay careful attention to the next lecture in which we're going to discuss about the ChatGPT extensions, which are the best. Stay tuned and see you in the next lecture.